Welcome into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. I'm your host, David Simpson. We're here on the field of Bill Morris Stadium with head football coach Jake Ganus, and today's show is sponsored by TNT Fireworks. We thank them for their support of Moody Blue Devil football. Coach, the Battle of the Bridge this past Friday night, and it was one to remember. It was a classic football game Friday night.
Yeah, it was. It was a really, really good high school football game. I know there were a lot of positives and negatives on both sides, a lot to learn from, and we're fortunate to come out on top, especially at their place. We saw, interesting stat, their last home loss was in 2020 versus Alexandria, October 23rd, so they had almost gone 5 years without a home loss.
Oh, wow.
So it's a tough place to win.
Yeah.
It's a tough place to play, and they do a phenomenal job as a staff. I know we talked about it last week, but just really thankful for our guys for their fight and for us to find a way to win.
One thing I was going to ask you, I talked after the game, I found some people I knew from Leeds that are involved in the athletic facility, and I said, hey, is this the first time y'all ran RPO? He went, yep. So,
yeah.
And they were very successful with it, and I know it just caught everybody off guard, and I know we had a little bit of trouble trying to defend that Friday night.
So, when you play team, so like the pre-snap stuff with the shifts and the motions, what that does is you try to stay out of man as much as possible. You want to zone it out. You're able to kind of sort things a lot better. But then, what hurts the zone is RPO, because your linebackers, or your second level defenders, they're responsible for something in the run game and then also something in the pass game. So, going back and watching the tape, there were some times that it was clear as day, that we, at linebacker especially, we work on our cut steps and read and run pass, and we should have been in some more of those windows, but we're flying up in there trying to stop the run, and then they're just pulling it and throwing it right behind you. So there was a lot of things. We made an adjustment. Second half went to a lot more man. Still had to play some zone, but it worked out for us pretty good. But yeah, they had about 6 wrinkles that we hadn't seen, that were plays they had been setting up all year, and we knew it was coming. Didn't know what form or fashion it was going to be, but we knew that's how it was going to be. So just again, proud of our guys, especially defensively. Second half, they're on the field about the whole half, just finding ways to get some stops and then ultimately get the one to win it.
Well, I was going to talk to you about your defense. When we needed a stop, and sometimes third and long, they completed a long pass to get that first down, but the third quarter really just, I believe nobody scored the third quarter. You kind of stood your ground. Hats off to your defense. Do you know how many snaps the defense had in that game? Yeah,
I think it was 76, which is
wow.
20 more than a normal game. You usually are around 50.
Well,
you would say, but
and this is where your conditioning, that you have in the off season, really comes into play in games like this. Offensively, Jake Lowry had a great night. He was 12 of 20, 195 yards, 3 TDs, and Josiah, wonderful night on him, 5 catches, 118 yards, and 3 TDs. Yeah. Talk about your offense a little bit.
Yeah, we've been talking on it on the show here the past couple of weeks about, we want every drive to end in a kick, and I think the no turnovers, they had one there at the beginning. I think us winning the turnover battle ended up being the difference in the game. We win by 3. We execute a 37-yard field goal, and we protect the ball. There's some times you watch it back, we had some guys open, or we felt like the ball should have gone here, but that's just part of it. We're not out there playing, and the fact that we were able to protect the ball, sustain some drives in the second half, eat some of that clock, I think ultimately was the difference in the game. So did they do anything differently defensively that you haven't not seen on film Friday night? No, they did what they do. We got behind the chains a few times with some early penalties, and we didn't have great vision at times at running back, and then like I said, there were some pass concepts we called where we were hoping the ball would go to the right, maybe we were looking left, or some different things. It's kind of a perfect storm, because I felt like after the first couple of drives, it was going to be similar to the last 2 games, where we were able to pretty much score when we wanted to. But credit to their defense and their staff; they did a great job. But I just think we got whipped up front at times. I think we had bad vision at times, and I think we made the wrong read sometimes. But I mean, I think most coaches will tell you, it's not them, it's us, and that's that's just how I feel. I feel like we you know, called a good game, and at times you saw it, and then at times you felt like, well, what are we doing? But I think, you know, that moment, that atmosphere, I definitely think it played a part into it. And I think that game, man, is so big for November, and you know, more than likely probably see them here round 3, and you know, we'll be a lot better suited for that game 6 weeks' time.
Talk about the Moody fans that traveled over. Looked like Moody brought a pretty good.
Yeah.
Could you hear the? I'm assuming you can, because obviously we were in the stands broadcasting. But how was the Moody fans Friday night?
Awesome. Moody fans were phenomenal. Their side was packed. Our side was packed. Extremely loud. There were times, you know, on offense when, you know, it was so loud that we couldn't hear, and then there was times when we're on defense which is what you want, where, you know, you were struggling communicating to the field because it was so loud behind you. And so, I mean, the fans and the communities showed up, and it was a great night for high school football. It was great weather, and like I said, I'm just glad we came out on top.
All right, Coach. Well, appreciate the recap. We're going to take a quick break. Again, today's show is sponsored by T&T Fireworks. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is senior defensive back number 2, Noah Hicks. And Noah, what a great game. Close game.
Yes, sir.
Friday night. Talk about the atmosphere and the physicality of trying to defend that RPO for 4 quarters.
The atmosphere was great. The fans were involved for sure. Sideline was great. Everything was great. RPO was hard to defend, but we got it. We got it done. You just gotta.
So when you're defending your receiver and he's running, you know, it seems like you get caught up in trying to stop the quarterback, and then you don't know what he's going to do. Then receivers get open. How did y'all adjust at halftime on that?
Going at halftime, you just gotta listen to Coach Campbell. Coach Campbell gonna get everything figured out, set up for us, and he gonna make us do the right thing.
So I know a lot of players were wearing a lot of pink.
Yes, sir.
Friday night. Is that because of breast cancer awareness?
Yes, sir. Of course.
All right. Well, that's good. Recruiting-wise, anything coming down the pike for you?
A little bit, but we just trying to take it game by game. Focus on the team right now.
Friday night is senior night.
Yes, sir.
This is your last regular season. I'm gonna say it regular season. What does senior night mean to you here at Moody?
It means a lot because I came here 2 years ago, and since 2 years, everything been great. Everybody, the community, good. So it means a lot to just support the community.
Last question. What's one thing the Moody Blue Devil fans don't know about number 2, Noah Hicks?
I play a lot of video games.
A lot of video games. Are you good at it?
Yes.
A lot of Madden?
Madden, NCAA.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Noah, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
We pray for a healthy and good game Friday night and for the rest of the season, and when we do playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now is senior offensive lineman, number 53, Caleb Ragsdale. He's the one that moves in motion a lot for the offense. I've made a couple of mistakes calling him J.B. Myers, but he told me that his grandma said something about that to him, so apologies there for that. But Caleb, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, sir.
Friday night was a tough game
Oh, yeah.
over at Leeds, and had a lot of us, for me, a little nervous there
Oh, yeah.
at the end, but just talk about the atmosphere in the game a little bit.
Man, it was great. Defense definitely stepped up. I mean, we just couldn't get nothing going on offense the second half. I mean,
What about was there any trash talking going on between players?
Not really, for real. I mean, there was a little bit, but
Yeah.
not really much. I mean, everybody knows each other over there, so I
Yeah.
mean, it's all
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's only the second time in school history that Moody has won over at
Oh,
Leeds. Well, Friday night is senior night. You're going to be recognized with your family. What does senior night mean to you?
I mean, it's a great night, you know. It's the last time we get to play here regular season, so I mean, it's going to be great.
And there's something Coach Ganus talked about. Y'all seen all these facility changes
Oh, yeah.
since you were a freshman, but also you may be part of the first class to win back-to-back championships,
Oh, yeah.
region championships here at Moody. So that's a big task.
Oh, yeah.
Springville Tigers, talk about them a little bit.
I mean, we didn't really watch film on him yet, so I don't really know for sure.
They got a new coaching staff,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're probably going to see a lot of new wrinkles.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's going to be a great game either way. I mean,
well, what's one thing the Moody fans don't know about number 53?
I say both of my parents are alumni here. I mean,
Oh, are they really?
yes, sir.
That's awesome. What class? When did they graduate? Sorry to put you on the spot.
I couldn't tell you.
Well, they'll let you know that.
Yeah.
Let them know so they can tell me and we can put it on the broadcast Friday night. Well, congratulations on being a senior.
Yes,
We're
sir.
praying for a good game Friday night and a good, healthy game for the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You've been watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by TNT Fireworks. Well, Coach, Friday night, last home regular season game. It's senior night against the Springville Tigers. Springville's got a new coaching staff. I know they seemed, as the years going on, they're a little feisty now. They're hanging with some teams. Talk about Springville.
Yeah, I think if you look at their scores as of late, they're scoring a lot more offensively, and I think, anytime you got a new coach and he's establishing his culture and Coach Metcalf's doing a great job over there, it takes time, and he's got a lot of young guys playing. We were looking at the depth charts earlier, and there's a lot of young guys out there, and as the season goes on, they mature and they get better and they start learning and understanding what they're trying to do, and they're from week 1 to week 9, I guess we're in now, game 9.
Yeah.
Man, they've made some tremendous improvements.
Yeah,
And like I said, it's a young, hungry team, and I mean, what better way to kind of head into the next year, build momentum to come over here and and try to knock us off heading into the playoffs. So our guys, we've got a mature group, we've got a great senior class. It's senior night, and so there should be no shortage of energy or focus or anything like that for this week.
So let's talk about your senior class. I know they're special to you. That's your first class when you was hired here. Just talk about what this means to you Friday night. I know it could be an emotional time for you, but speak about your senior class for a minute.
Yeah, when I took the job, they were in 8th grade, and we got here and it's like 40-something players total, 9 to 11. So we went into that junior high and said, hey, all you guys that play football, you're going to start coming with us, in the morning for workouts. And so, we don't have to do that now. And so this is the only group that's had 4 years of off-season, early morning workouts.
Yeah.
They've been with me. We've been on the grass field together over there. They saw this field built, and they've seen every piece of construction around here built. And the cool thing about them is, they're not going to be in the new facility, but they're the ones that got that built.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that this program that we've built on their backs. And they've got every record in the history of Moody. I mean, you name it. Only senior class to win X amount of games. They've been ranked every season since the Pell City game their freshman year. So every single week for the last 3.5 seasons, they've been ranked. They got the only ranked wins versus 6A teams. They got the only ranked wins versus 5A teams. We could go on and on about their accomplishments, but I think way past all that is the leadership and the young men that they've become.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
Amen
really cool to watch a young Josiah Dozier as an 8th grader came to me and said, Coach, I'm a quarterback, and have to get him to buy into playing receiver, and see a kid like JB Myers that was as tall as he is now, but he was about 180 pounds, see him just steadily grow, get bigger, and become the dominant offensive lineman he is. And I could go down the list. There's 26 of them. I thought we were going to be north of 30, but obviously you lose kids as the offseason goes on. So we're at 26 solid, and they're just such a special group to me. And it's going to be emotional seeing them with their family Friday. But man, what a cool way we can send them off with to be the first senior class to go, to find a way to go undefeated at home. No senior class has done that either, so that's another thing Friday night that they can do.
Well, I know they are dealing with them with the 411 Network and interviewing them, well-mannered, they respect us, and that means a lot for your program and for your coaching staff to work with these kids to make them, football players to me are stand above, and that's no disrespect to anybody else, but they put a lot of work in to get where they are now, and just hats off to you, and congratulations on your first senior class. It was a big win Friday night at Leeds. You're 4-0 in the region. You pretty much locked up a playoff spot. Looking at, there's the historical side, I already put out the bracket, and I was going to ask you about this. Last year, Region 6 was at the top of the North.
Yeah.
We're kind of in the middle right now, matching up with Region 5. Does that change every year?
It changes every year.
Okay.
So where you are changes every year. For us, you know, Friday night we can clinch the region and be the 1 seed, and what that would do is, barring some major upsets, you would host the first 3 rounds at home. And then you would travel in the semis based on where we're at on the bracket right now. So that's barring upsets, and that opposites happen every single year. Like last year, Winona went to Russellville,
they sure did.
Upset them, so we had to travel. So barring any upsets, we'll be at home for the first 2, probably 3 rounds, and then probably have to travel in the semis. So yeah, it changes every year, and we just kind of, it's fun this time of year kind of seeing where you think other teams. I think we've pretty much locked up with Carver Birmingham for the first round.
Okay.
At home. I think they're going to finish, they'll be the 4th seed in that region, I think.
I was looking at that today, yeah.
You know, again, never really know, because I don't really know tiebreakers and all that right now, but yep, and then it should be probably the winner of Gunnersville and someone else in round 2. So I think that's kind of how it's shaping up. But it'll be fun. It's always a fun time of year, playoffs, and so we got to, you know, focus these 2 weeks, finish out. We got to get better. You know, thankfully, we're very, very blessed right now health-wise. So we got to continue that trend, and then we take that bye week in 2 weeks. A lot of teams play, and that's
going to pay off.
It pays off huge. It does every year, but this year especially, because right now we're in a really good spot.
Yeah, well, one thing too, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you win Friday night, you'll, for maybe the first time in school history, back-to-back region championships.
Yeah,
so
I'd have to look. I'm pretty sure.
I think that'd be the first time. That's a huge, huge accomplishment for this program. Well, Coach, we're looking forward to a good game Friday night. I know we're going to have a lot going on. It is senior night here at the Bill Friday night. Seniors will be recognized around 6:30. The 411 broadcast will start about 6 p.m. Now, kickoff time, due to all the pregame festivities, will start about 7:15, so make note of that. But if you're coming to the game, get here early, get your seat for senior night. Looking forward to a big crowd to send these seniors off. It's the last regular season home game. As Coach just mentioned, we got the playoffs coming up, so we'll know we'll be hosting the first round. We'll see everybody here Friday night to cheer on the Blue Devils. You've been watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network.